Welcome back, grade 4. Today we're going to be talking about ancient Egypt and their contribution to civilization. Contribution to civilization. Egyptians gave us many things that we use today. Without them, modern society would be very different. Contributions can be grouped into categories. Writing and language. Egyptians helped create paper using papyrus. Hieroglyphics is one of the earliest forms of writing. Egyptians invented the calendar by marking the Nile floods. Buildings. Ancient Greeks copied the style of Egyptian buildings. Even today, we will use the same style as the ancient Egyptians. Created the pyramids and the Sphinx, which still exist thousands of years later. Very few buildings from this time are found in the world. They made dams to save water from the Nile River, which helped people survive the hotter months. Sculpting. The ancient Egyptians were skilled sculptors. Among their sculptures are the Sphinx, which is very famous. This gigantic stone statue is a remarkable sculpture having the body of a lion with a human head. The Great Sphinx stands at the doorstep of the biggest pyramid at Giza. It represents the head of the pharaoh Khafre and Amenhotep III. Its grave facial appearance and a ray of laughter make it unintelligible before the viewers. Besides the Sphinx, the Egyptians built huge images. The great statues of Amenhotep at Luxor, Ramses III, his queen, Amon-Ra at Abu Simbel, are regarded as great statues of the world. Innumerable statues include animals, birds, ivory, wood, and terracotta, testify to the fact that the ancient Egyptians were skilled sculptors. Math. Egyptians had a good understanding of geometry, which helped them create buildings. Invented a decimal system for their numbers, used the calendar to discover how many days in a year, and show that time can be divided into equal parts. Science. Egyptians had a high level of medical care for the ancient empire. Egyptians helped to invent dental care due to their food having sand and dirt in it. Invented the toothbrush and toothpaste, often made from ashes, eggshells, or animal hooves. The ancient Egyptians were very good astronomers of their time. Looking at the cloudless, clear blue sky, they could predict the solar and lunar eclipse, flood in the river Nile, time of sowing seeds, etc. They could also know about the movement of the planets and stars. They prepared a calendar. They divided a year into 360 days and 12 months, each month consisting of 30 days. Each day was divided into 24 hours or 2 parts, and each part consisted of 12 hours. At the end of every year, they added 5 more days, only to be spent in feast and merrymaking. Literature. The ancient Egyptians had created immortal literature. They composed literature concerning astrology, metallurgy, weaving, and cooking. Besides, they also reflected legends and adventures, thrilling experiences, religious thought, etc. in their literature. Among these prose writings, A Tale of Two Brothers, The Tale of Sinuhe, The Legend of the Doomed Prince, and The Story of the Shipwrecked Sailor were very famous. Navigation and trade. The Egyptians first used boats in case of trade and commerce. Egypt became the center of trade in the entire Mediterranean region. In due course of time, they established trade relations with Nubia, Sudan, Zanzibar, Persia, Crete, and Phoenicia. They exported ivory, gold, the feather of the ostrich. They imported cattle, fish from Asia, precious redstones from Persia, and copper from Sinai. By utilizing the navy for the first time, the Egyptians have enriched the human civilization. That's the end of the lesson for today. You can use this information to answer your Google form a little bit later, and we'll be back with you again real soon.